My business was almost or completely driven into the ground by bad decisions taken under alcohol.
I used cocaine on and off for a period of about 18 years. It led to the breakdown of my marriage. I had a young son, he's only 2 now, who I didn't see for almost a year.
I was drinking because I felt lonely, but I was making myself even more lonely and isolated because I couldn't tell anyone. It was a very lonely place to be.
Addictions to alcohol, illicit and prescription drugs, compulsive behaviours such as gambling, self-harm and eating disorders. We all know that they can destroy lives and can even be life-threatening.
I was sent to prison, I lost all my morals, I lost all my dignity, my integrity. It reached everywhere.
I would often find myself going back to crack cocaine. But when I reflect back on it, I actually see that my addiction was spread over other things as well.
I lost my whole self. I
didn't really know what else to do. I thought there's no point in being around anymore.
Fueled by obsession and compulsion and driven by fear and insecurities.
I was put into an induced coma.
If you're closely connected to somebody consumed by addiction, then you'll be aware of the devastating impact that their addiction can have on friends, work colleagues, and entire families. The person suffering can often struggle to recognise the severity of their situation or lack the courage to ask for help. Sometimes he or she may be hiding it or be in denial of their addiction, remaining locked in the depth of loneliness and dismay. This is when family members and friends help find practical solutions, steering their loved ones towards detoxification and rehabilitation therapy. But that's easier said than done. Choices have to be made. Who to entrust their care and safety to? Who will provide the best opportunity to rid them of their addiction and return to the freedom of belonging and hope? Broadway Lodge is one of the longest established and most respected UK residential treatment centres, with an international reputation for excellence. It was the very first treatment centre in the UK to deliver a globally recognised and accepted programme to help addicts, a programme known as the 12 Steps of Recovery. This strong grounding, together with love, care and offering a sense of belonging, has been key to helping people transform their lives for the better since 1974, returning them to a fulfilling life, free from addiction. Broadway Lodge does this in the most caring and safest environment possible, offering the greatest level of responsive support, reflecting the individual characters and needs of its patients.
How would you describe Broadway Lodge's ethos?
I'd say this is the most caring environment you could possibly be in. We're a charity, so every penny we spend is on our patients. Every member of staff gets to know our patient. We interact with them on a daily basis. Everyone from the cleaners, the chefs, the management team, and obviously particularly the counsellors. But our whole focus is on achieving a good outcome for those patients.
One of the many areas that makes Broadway Lodge stand apart is its highest level of support. From the moment a patient arrives, whether their needs are mental, physical, emotional or spiritual, it supports the entire well-being of the individual. It has the highest staff to patient ratio and 24-hour on-site medical care. In terms of its activities, Broadway Lodge provides therapy from 7:30 AM to 11 PM, 7 days per week. This includes group sessions and on average 3 one-to-one consultations every week. These are well above the average for UK treatment centres. It also provides complementary treatments such as Reiki and acupuncture. What makes Broadway Lodge the safest environment is that as part of its 24-hour medical care, it has doctors, consultant psychiatrists, nurse prescribers, mental health nurses and general nurses. The house itself is also a very secure environment due to the physical on-site safety measures and strict rules that everyone follows. Besides everything that the staff and management do, The atmosphere at Broadway Lodge generates a mutually caring environment, fostering peer support from fellow patients.
What patients want more than anything is to rid themselves of their addictions and to lead a fulfilling life.
Yeah, that's right. Evidence supports that addiction is an illness. It's not a lifestyle choice. At Broadway Lodge we promote abstinence. It's proven to work in helping millions of people stay clean and sober. But we also look at the presenting issues under the addiction, what helps them or makes them understand the addiction and what's probably brought the addiction into their lives. We do that using something called the 12-step recovery program. It's the most successful of its kind. It's helped millions of people to stay clean and sober. Broadway being the most original of its kind to use the 12-step program. So I think that would make us the most successful.
How would you sum up your experience overall at Broadway Lodge?
Well, just before going in, I didn't care if I ended up in prison, didn't care if I died, I felt so bad. So when I got there, it was a massive relief. It was a massive relief, and I just let them take over because I just wanted to get better. And what I found in there was hope and that life could be okay. It was slow, it took me a while, but with the support they gave me, I realised that life could be okay if I just gave things a try. They prepared me for life outside and how to deal with life's difficulties without picking up a substance or a drink.
Family and friends play a huge part in steering those struggling with addiction towards finding the best way forward. But as important as that may be, simply being given the opportunity is not always enough. Successful recovery requires the greatest level of medical and therapeutic support, carried out in a safe, caring and loving environment. And patients are encouraged to maintain regular contact.
So if you know of somebody who is affected by addiction or compulsive behaviour, you can give them the best possible chance of ridding themselves of their addiction and return to a fulfilling life.
Now I have a farm in Somerset. I'm reuniting my wife. I'm close to my children.
I've pretty much repaired all of the broken relationships with my family. I get to see my son. I've recently had a promotion.
I feel like a different person. I can show up for life today, and that's quite amazing after decades of isolation and addiction.
I have a wonderful marriage, wonderful children, a wonderful home. My family now want me and they believe in me.
From the moment I left Broadway Lodge, life just continued to build. That allowed me to go to university.
I'm getting married next year.
My life changed.
I know that they're always here.
I've got confidence of their family to work together. I've got a future.
One phone call to Broadway Lodge is all it takes.